Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to be part of the workshop today. Monitoring for focal species is tricky, especially when many of the species in question actually become focal species after they've experienced some level of decline, making them increasingly hard to find. The need to monitor continues throughout the species relationship with the Endangered Species Act. Monitoring information is used throughout the status review process, culminating in a listing decision. After a species is listed, the focus immediately shifts to recovering the species to the point where the protections of the Endangered Species Act are no longer needed. On the ground, recovering a species means addressing the threats driving the species decline, ideally to the point where populations have long-term viability. Importantly, when making conservation decisions, management agencies are required to use the best available information. The best information isn't always available, and the available information isn't always the best. Detectability for several bumblebee species of concern, rusty patch and western bumblebee, is roughly between 18 and 22%, meaning that as many as 9 traditional surveys are need to be completed in any one area to get a reasonable confidence of the species presence or absence at that site. Detectability for Franklin's bumblebee, a closely related species to westerns and rusty patch, as they are all in the same subgenus, is likely even less. To illustrate some of this, on the left is a map covering the historic range of Franklin's bumblebee. The blue polygons are remote sensed potential habitat areas exclusively on federal land, primarily the U.S. Forest Service and Bureau of Land Management. From there, we can zoom in on individual focus areas and conduct surveys. Even though we are talking about the most narrowly endemic bumblebee in North America and possibly the world, we are still looking for something that's just that big in a vast geography. Rather than put all of our eggs or bees in one basket, we are using a variety of tools to help inform our efforts to find Franklins. These include development of decision support tools, including the high priority, essentially prioritize survey areas based on a species distribution model, as well as several habitat factors. This also helps to inform Section 7 consultation under the Endangered Species Act. Basically, the model in the areas inside of the HPZs, within those we are more likely to find Franklins, and land management projects are more likely to impact the species. We are also closely working with the USGS to refine eDNA sampling for some of our focal species, including Franklins. While we still don't have the final results from our pilot project in 2021, we do have positive eDNA detection of western bumblebee outside of Crater Lake National Park from a site where the bee was not observed during the time of specimen collection. We're using the HPZs to focus our search areas and continue this work in the upcoming field season. In addition to using a variety of tools, we are gathering a variety of information to help inform conservation decision-making. This includes traditional survey data, but also includes information on invasive species, community structure, habitat niches, and floral associations. We are also participating in ongoing research, which will help fill critical knowledge gaps in nesting and diapause site selection, allowing us to better guide conservation delivery. All of this is being done with the overall goal of making the best possible conservation decisions. Thank you.